Today is my 30th day without having an ejaculation. And I've had plenty of sex and masturbation during this time, and I've had orgasms. Also during these 30 days, I didn't look at porn once. I didn't have a single wet dream, and I didn't get blue balls at all. And all of this was possible because I've used some of the techniques that I've learned through studying Tantra and Taoist sexuality, and some practical Western exercises as well. So right now in this video, I want to share with you some of my experience over these past 30 days so you can know what to expect if you ever try something like this, because it rocked my world and it actually has changed the course of my life. For the first couple days after my last ejaculation, I went through the typical orgasm hangover or ejaculation hangover that I normally do, where my energy levels drop, my sexual desire drops, my overall zest for life goes down, and then slowly starts to come back up. Around day 4 and day 5, my energy levels started to normalize. I started to feel more full from the inside out. When I had sex during that time, around day 4 or 5, I didn't really have to work so hard not to ejaculate because I had ejaculated so recently that buildup of pressure wasn't really there. Around day 8, 9, and 10, the energy level started to build more and more, and I had to work harder to not ejaculate. There was a buildup of pressure, and it took more intention, it took more practice for me to circulate that energy through my body, through my fingers, through my heart and my mind, and through everything, so it didn't leave my body through my cock in an ejaculation. And there are some really important things that I think you should know if you're going to try this practice, and I've made a separate video about them. And in that video, I included one of my favorite exercises to do right after sex to move that energy throughout your body. So I'll link to that below this video, and you can check that out if it's interesting to you. Also, another thing that happened around day 10 was that my clarity just with life in general increased. Moving on to around day 15, everything raised even more. So did my desire to ejaculate, or my physical response to ejaculate. When I had sex during this time, I had to really work at it to not ejaculate. And when I self-pleasured, I had to make sure that I didn't bring myself right up to the edge of ejaculation, because it would have been easy for me to go over that edge. So I stayed a little bit back, and I did actual practices and exercises like Qigong and yoga and some tantric techniques, and just physical exercise like going on a run or lifting weights in the gym to help disperse some of that energy and get it out of my body in a different way than just ejaculating. So now, the kicker. Around day 18, 19 in there was a fundamental shift in my experience of life purpose. And what I mean by that is I've had ideas of what it is that I want to be doing. I've written about it in my journal. I've visioned about it. But somehow the combination of me not ejaculating and being intentional with that energy created a scenario in which my life purpose has merged with my body in some way that I haven't experienced before. And it feels amazing. It's like a compass that's guiding me through the world. And it's helping me to move past things and away from things that will take my energy. And really interestingly, during this time, I got a huge job opportunity for next month. It was going to be at least $10,000 worth of work for me in a month. That's a lot. And ultimately, I didn't take the job because it didn't feel right. It wasn't aligned with what it is that I want to be creating. And this practice helped me with that. And if I get into my head, it's a little scary, but it feels right. And I'm going to stick with that right now. And I created a whole other video about why I gave up that job, because it triggered my deep stuff around scarcity mindset, around not pursuing my passion, but continuing to say, oh, eventually I will do this, around being passive in the world and not proactively going after what I want. So if you've ever struggled with some of that, you might find this other video interesting, and I've linked to it beneath this video. Another cool thing that started to happen around day 18, 19, 20 is that the intensity, like the zzz kind of energy that I had been feeling from day 15, day 10, integrated into my system. It went from feeling like this, like, whoa, excess energy that I had to integrate to something that was just in me. And there was an ease that came with it. There was a release of sorts, but not a release of tension out into the world, but a release of myself from holding on to this energy and trying to do something with it. A release of it just flowing in me more naturally. And that was really, really cool. And I still feel that today on day 30. I feel very peaceful. I feel at ease. And I also feel really on point and like I have this trajectory that is moving me forward along my life purpose that feels awesome. Over the past 10 days when I have had sex, I haven't had to work as hard to not ejaculate because this energy has just been integrated into me. The experience of not ejaculating during sex became more normalized, and I became more comfortable with the experience of pleasure and orgasm not being associated with ejaculation. And so moving forward from day 30, I will probably have an ejaculation within the next few days. I do actually enjoy ejaculations, believe it or not. I think they're really hot and they're fun and they're a different flavor of the sexual experience that I enjoy. I just enjoy doing them with intention and infrequently because the more I ejaculate, the less pleasurable it becomes and the less good my life is overall. So if this practice is interesting to you, I've put together a totally free 5-day mini course on cultivating your sexual energy, and I'll link to that below. I'm doing this because this practice has completely changed my life, every aspect of my life, and I believe this work is really important. I want to share it with you, and I would love to see you in there. And if you've gotten value from this video, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love it if you left a comment below to let me know what was interesting to you or what you found valuable. And you can join me on Instagram too, where I post more regularly than YouTube. So, thanks for watching. I hope you have an awesome day wherever you are in the world, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.